Hello there, my name is Viktor Tilson. I'm one of the UK's leading direct sale artists. So by that I mean I don't actually sell to through galleries or anything like that. I've been selling for 30 odd years direct to general public. This is a quick look at a painting. It's an oil painting which is a couple of years old now. Didn't do many oil paintings, to be honest, probably did about a dozen. So if you do own one, well done, because there's not many around. And this is fairly typical of the kind of paintings I did with the oils. I guess you could call it kind of abstract expressionist, something like that. I'm not too sure. I tried many years ago using oils, absolutely hated it. And then about 15 years later, revisited the oil situation again, this time using a palette knife. And for anybody who's struggling with oils, if you've not used a palette knife, have a go. So it really does make a difference. And also use something to dilute the oils. Obviously lots of different mediums out there. Personally, I like to use liquid, or liquid, however you like to say it, to thin it down, as opposed to linseed oil or anything like that. Just find it works for me. So there we go. So this is a closer look. As you can see, I put a lot of colours in these. I usually put like a base layer, like a beige kind of, to pre-do the whole canvas. It's this one's on a board, so you put that on first. Also find that pulls light through from the back as well. So it's a little tip for anybody who wants to kick off with oils. Always put like a base layer of a fairly neutral colour on the back. It does a couple of things, as well as pulling the light through for the paint when you put it on. Psychologically also, you'll find that if you've got the canvas actually covered with paint already, you're not sitting there thinking, oh my god, I've got to fill up this whole blank canvas. You've not got it staring at your face. You kind of feel you've done something with it already. So it's quite kind of handy for taking a bit of pressure off, if you like. It just kind of feels you've kind of made a bit of a head start before you kind of get cracking. So above all, just kind of enjoy yourself. But I say muck around with the types of applicator that you want to use with oils. So I had to go with brushes and absolutely detested it. But then I made the big mistake of trying to use oils in the same way that I used to use my acrylics, which obviously is not the done thing. But having said that, I'm completely untrained. So there you go, you live and learn. Anyway, so this is probably one of my favourite oils that I've done. I think it's about 10 by 14 inches, painted on board, which is quite easy. If you're doing, especially using a palette knife, use a board, so you can put a decent bit of pressure on the board. You haven't got to worry about making any dents in the stretch canvas or anything like that. And also boards are pretty cheap to come by as well. So go into your local store. For cheap practice stuff, I usually go to the Works, which is a chain in the UK, and you can buy a couple of balls for a couple of quid. And of course with the oils, you've got the luxury of being able to wipe the whole thing clean if you've not really sort of like what you've done, or you just want to have a fresh start and use the same board as well. So boards are pretty economical for starting out with oils as well, so you can get lots of practice in there with different methods. So have a little play around with oils if you've never had a go. As I said before in my other videos, always try and get the best paints that you can. You find oils will go a long way, so it's best to underdo them. Don't squeeze out a great big load of oil paint, because you obviously can't get it back in the tube. You're just going to waste it. So start with a little bit of paint coming out your tube, mix it up. I do about a 50-50. Have a look online. There's lots of techniques of actually mixing your oil. To be totally honest, I prefer to just have a go, trial and error. I don't usually kind of like sort of reading stuff and then trying to do it. This one here is an acrylic, so you can see the difference with the acrylics and the oil. This is a lot smoother, completely different kind of scenario with this one here. This is on the stretch canvas, but I say with the oils you can get more of a texture. This is smooth. There is a bit of texture there, but you'll struggle with acrylics really unless you start adding stuff to it to get a decent texture. Where with the oils you can just plod it on, and fairly flexible. So anyway, have a little muck around, see what you think. My name is Viktor Tilson. That's Victor with a K, Tilson, T-I-L-S-O-N, and you can see more about me at victortilson.com. Better thing to do is just have a peruse online, just search my name, see the bits and bobs that I've done over the last couple of decades, and above all, enjoy your painting. So there we go. Any questions, please drop me an email, victortilson@yahoo.co.uk, or put a comment on this video. More than welcome. And thanks for your viewing.